Hello and welcome to the Real and Complete Show podcast. I'm your host, Dee Adekugbe, aka Mama D. Have you ever been in a relationship that almost killed you? I mean, literally ended your life. I have, and I know what I'm talking about. And I thank God that I survived, and I'm here to tell the story. So stay tuned for the Real and Complete Show.
I recently read Celebrating Milestones, 40 Years of Great Influence by Dee Adekugbe. Reading this book will be a moving experience for anyone who has needed the right people in their lives to inspire them and move them forward. And that's pretty much everyone. We all need to learn how to appreciate the people that God sends into our lives and help us get through the bad times and enjoy the good times. This book tells a story of triumph, of rising above trials and tribulations, and finding success through belief in God and the people He sends into our lives. If you have faith in God, He will surround you with the right people to inspire, guide, and help you achieve the life you are destined to achieve. If you don't believe this, just read Adiola's story. I guarantee you will be inspired. To purchase your copy today, visit www.allwoman.ca or amazon.ca.
Too many women are in relationships that are destroying them, their self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-identity. I was in a similar boat, and it almost ruined my life. After spending 6 months healing and being restored in a domestic shelter safe house, I was given another apartment and I was ready to serve God. I got a job at McDonald's that yielded more than just a job. I met my future husband who knew nothing about my past. When he discovered that I was a Christian, he invited me to his youth group and church, and I went. The church was different from my previous one. It was small and with people mainly from my country, which helped me to learn more about my culture. It also provided me with a new family and a sense of belonging similar to my previous church. I found out that the youth spent all their spare time together at Ben's place, which was the youth's local hangout. Everyone would come after school or work and would spend all their time there. After about 3 months of being with the group, Ben asked me to marry him, which was unexpected. I was under the impression that we were just good friends and was in no way ready for a committed relationship after my last experience. Also, he was not the kind of guy that I dated, and he was 8 years older than me, way too old in my mind. I told him no, and not long after that, I started dating a member of the youth group secretly. We both did not want to hurt Ben. This guy was more my type. Same age, he was rough, tall, a smooth operator, full of ambition, and very flashy and had money. This guy was a bad boy. But at the same time, I thought things would be different because he was a Christian and we were both in the choir and involved in the youth and also the church. What a grave mistake. From the beginning, I should have listened to my inner voice, which kept on telling me this was wrong. I chose to ignore the voice and followed my own desire because I was smitten with this guy and was so desperate to be loved the right way that I fell madly in love and also lust with him. Every time we were together, we ended up in bed, and each time afterwards, I felt so bad knowing it was a sin. But instead of listening to God, I listened to what my boyfriend would say about us being in love and getting married, so sex before marriage was not a sin. Our relationship was a private affair. We never went outside my apartment. We didn't want to hurt anyone in the youth group. But eventually, whatever is done in secret will come into the light, and it did. Our relationship came out into the open, and I discovered he was dating me and another girl in the choir and the youth group. and they had been dating and were also engaged to be married. The whole sordid relationship was exposed, and I was made out to be Jezebel, the evil, demon-possessed girl caught up in a love triangle, trying to ruin their relationship, the youth group, and the church. Everybody blamed me for everything. The pressure, the shame, the persecution were intense. I hated myself for believing that life and relationships would be different simply because we were all Christians. I desperately wanted people to believe in me and see what was happening, but no one did, and the pain was so much that I decided to commit suicide. I decided to end my life because life was no different in the church than outside the church. Men were the same in both worlds, and the rejection and the pain I felt were happening in the church too. I didn't want to live anymore. I was tired of fighting. I had fought my way out of domestic abuse to end up being abused in the church. I wanted to end all the years of rejection, neglect, pain, abuse, disappointment, and abandonment. I took an overdose and I just waited to die. But thank God, I was found and rushed to the hospital where they pumped all the pills out of me and recommended me for psychiatric evaluation. A few people in the church stood by me and believed in me. They told me not to leave the church and to stay strong, that eventually everything would come out into the open. I listened, and when I was better and stronger, I went back to church to face criticism and people shunning me. But God gave me the strength and the determination I needed. My boyfriend came back several times and tried to get back with me, messing with my head by telling me the other girl means nothing to him. It's me he loves, and all the things I wanted to hear. But each time he came, God gave me the strength to stand up and say no. I was not going to give in to the lies and the betrayal. Ladies, your self-worth, your self-identity, and your self-esteem and self-confidence is not found in a relationship but in God. God created you in His own image with His own self-identity, His own self-esteem, self-confidence, the ability and power to be strong, to be healthy, and to be fruitful in life. Yes, life, experiences, and environment have conditioned us that we need to be in a relationship for us to feel whole, complete, and not be alone. But would you rather be in a relationship that constantly tears you down, breaks you, and has led many people to do things they would not normally do, and even commit suicide? Or would you rather be in a healthy relationship with God and yourself? We need to consider our relationships. Are they adding value to our lives or devaluing us? Are the relationships bringing out the best or the worst in us? Are the relationships building us up or tearing us down? We've put too much pressure on people to meet all our needs, to make us whole, happy, and not alone. That is not fair. Another human being cannot carry that weight and responsibility. Only God can. So stop looking to a relationship for happiness and joy. Stop looking to a relationship to feel complete. Stop looking to a relationship to give you what you are missing. To remove the loneliness, to be happy, to be complete, you need God. Because guess what? You can still feel unhappy, incomplete, and lonely in a relationship. I got into a relationship to avoid loneliness, to feel happy, and fill the void in my life. And it almost killed me because I settled for less out of desperation. I thank God that He saved me today. Today I am in 2 healthy relationships. A healthy relationship with God and a healthy relationship with myself. Every other relationships in my life are based on those 2. So build yourself up in your most holy faith. Build yourself up. Don't build yourself up on the foundation of a relationship, but build it on God. A healthy relationship is one that each party are both healthy, both complete, and bring out the best in each other, empowering and encouraging each other. An unhealthy relationship is one that one person drains the other, overrides the other person, and devalues and tear them down constantly. So will you please evaluate your relationships during this time and make sure your best relationships are with God and yourself. Don't put pressure on someone else to fill your emptiness and loneliness. That emptiness is because God is missing, and only He can fill you up and make you whole, complete, and content. For my full story, you can read my book, Celebrating Milestones, 40 Years of Great Influence, available on Amazon and also on our website. This is Dee Adekugbe, aka Mama D, being real and complete with you to build yourself up in God and not on a relationship. Until next week, remember, you are complete in Christ Jesus. God bless.